not really nothing to say anything.
Well, with data protection inside the building,
Mm-hmm.
there's confidential information on show. I'm asking you not to carry on recording.
Why is there confidential information on show?
We have people at desks recording.
Oh, they shouldn't be on show, should
Well, they're
it?
not on show, but there's people at
Just
desks.
like your blinds are wide open, I can stand outside and see all that information, couldn't I?
Those are blinds at the same time.
Well, yeah, I know, but they shouldn't be open in the first place. If you're that worried about data
I'm now asking
protection,
you to leave the property for me.
I'm just like trying to
I'm
gather
now
information
asking you to leave the
about.
property. If not, I will inform the police
I mean,
and have you removed. I'm being polite.
the police have no power to remove me
They
in
do
this
from here.
situation.
They do from here.
They don't.
We are private property.
Yeah, but that's not what police matter. Police can't get involved with
It's
civil
private
the civil
property.
trespass.
I'm now asking you.
Okay, I mean, you do what you've got to do. I think you'd be wasting their time.
And I'm now asking you to leave the property.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. And as I said, you're welcome to do what you've got to do.
Yeah, you can carry on recording from that and that. I'm recording at the same time as well. Just
Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate that. But then you obviously got the sign on your body worn camera and that.
Yes.
So, yeah. But yeah, of course, you're welcome to record.
Of course I'm.
You know, I haven't come up to you and like shoved
No,
the camera in your face. I'm just
no,
trying to
but I've asked you
this
not to record while you're
information.
inside. We allow recording out there because you're looking at jobs. So we allow it out there.
And what was I doing when I came in here?
You're still carrying on recording.
Yeah, because like now I don't just say you're confronting me and you've come very close to me.
I'm still
you know.
in my space and your space, so I'm an arm's length from you. So I have asked you to stop recording.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you not to wave your arm at me like that again, because that was, you know, if you do, I might have to push it out the way, because it was quite aggressive.
That's not aggressive at all. It was my hand is down
well,
low.
yeah, you know, I see you have somebody stepping towards me.
My hand is not raised above my shoulder. It's not raised above your head. It's not raised near your throat. It's down low.
So you can't hit me in the stomach and the abdomen, go for a kidney
non-contact.
shot, nothing like that, no?
My hand is open at the same time.
So you can't.
I know exactly the same as what you're saying as well. So we're both saying exactly the same thing. It's not aggressive move by asking you, please. It's also get SIA regulations for having open palm and to show it like that as well.
Yeah. No, it's just the way you waved your arm across me. Like,
Well, that's just like all that is just like that.
But,
Yeah, I am asking you now. Make the right circle.
yeah, I understand you've repeated that a lot of times, but
Yep.
I'm here in a
It's
public.
confusing, yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'm in a public area. I'm not
You're
going
also,
into the office
you're also
areas.
in a private building. It's owned by somebody else, makes it private.
Right.
So people are like anywhere, say,
Who's
any
it
shop.
owned by?
You can give down the details if you want to afterwards.
Right. Okay.
It's owned by a landlord.
Yeah. And who pays the landlord's rent?
You don't pay the Department of Work and Pension.
And who pays into DWP?
Yes, we are those taxpayers, yes.
Exactly. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going into your private areas. I'm still in
No,
a public
but
area.
yeah, and I'm asking you.
Again, you're asking me, but you could ask me not to wear my boots in here. But
Yeah,
then
that's health and hygiene.
But you don't have any written policy about this, do you? If you did, I've asked you to get me the written policy.
Yep.
And that's fine. But you've refused to do that. Like,
I haven't refused. I'll ask my colleague to try and see if I find it.
right, okay. But, you know, why would I leave the premises based on something when I haven't seen anything in writing to suggest that, you know. Because I have an internal memo from the DWP that says that actually that people can record in a public place, and this is a public place. Because it's not appointment only in here. There's no signage to suggest that it's appointment only. Otherwise, you wouldn't have information to come and be looked at by general members of the public.
Correct, yeah.
So again,
I was going to get there to follow.
okay, yeah. So I'm not going into any of the private areas up to the desks or anything like that. If you're worried about data protection, then you know ultimately, if I can record it, it means I can see it or hear it, and that's the data breach, isn't it? Me seeing or hearing it. It's not the recording. Recording is evidence of that. So there's no signage on the door to suggest that I can't record in here. I have an internal memo from the DWP that states that members of the public are allowed to record in public areas. This is a public area. Members of the public are allowed to come in, look at the boards, you know. Like I said, I'm not going up to your desks. Anything that I can see from here that you're worried about being a data breach, I shouldn't be able to see or hear it. That's the data breach, isn't it? Me seeing and hearing it. The recording would be evidence of that. So there should be no issue because I shouldn't be able to see or hear anything in the first place. And if I have, you're already breaching GDPR and DPA, aren't you?
If I don't consent to you recording me,
I mean, they haven't asked me for consent to record me. They haven't asked for my consent. We've got CCTV all over the place. In a public place, there's no expectation of privacy, I'm afraid. You know, I'm walking around with my face open, you know, and I've got a helmet on, but obviously it's an open face helmet. Haven't got my balaclava, my smooth up over my face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we've done with that police. Yeah.
I mean, in fact, if that's what you feel like you've got to do, then that's what you've got to do.
Yeah, we have to follow the guidance
Yeah.
of procedure.
Well, I mean, obviously, like I said, I have a, it's from, I think, probably about this time last year, but I have a memo from the DWP that states in the first paragraph that there's members of the public are allowed to record in public. These are public places.
First word you put there, no in public.
Yes.
This is a public space, this is private property.
Yeah, the difference between private property and public property and private property and public space is still a public space. Whether or not it's private property, it's a public space because you allow members of the public in to look around at the job stuff.
So refuse members of the public in this role.
But not while exercising a human right, or based on the fact that I'm exercising a human right. That's discrimination. That's actually a violation of Article 14 of the Human Rights Act. You know, you're not allowed to discriminate against somebody for exercising their human rights when there's no lawful basis to not do it. Pardon?
Those are human rights for you coming in and film at the same time.
Again, as I was saying to the manager here, there's no expectation of privacy in public, hence why you're allowed to record because you've got CCTV everywhere.
And I explained that one.
Yeah, you did, absolutely. You did.
You've got signage up saying CCTV.
Yeah, of course.
According to the group.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And again, but you're allowed to do that under the same law that I'm allowed to in a public place. You've probably got cameras on the external of the building pointing into areas outside. No external cameras on the building at all.
All our any camera we have puts a little bit up on our part.
But then, like, it will capture part of the pavement in that, which is part of the public area.
Down that way.
Well, just at a brick wall, that's all it captures.
Yeah, sorry.
Just captures a brick wall, no pavement, no door.
Point down, side of the one which is on our property.
But the pavement on that is all yours as well.
No.
It doesn't capture any of the pavement at
Side of the
all.
building.
So it just captures bricks. It's a bit boring, isn't it? What's the point in it?
Floor as well.
And there you go, it captures the floor.
Of our building. It's our property outside there.
But out on the external of your property.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
We maintain it, the council doesn't.
Okay, interesting. Didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, the same. But even in here, this is still a public place. Like, you have notices, as you should, being an organisation and a governmental body. But it's still a public place, and that's what gives you the right to be allowed to record us without consent, because you've got a notice, but that's not asking my consent, is it? That's just telling me. Same way that I'm telling you I'm recording, that's fine.
But at the time you tell us you recorded. I asked if you recorded, and then you told me.
No, it's very clear. You watch me walk around there dictating to the camera. You can see my screen, because like, as I was pointing at the job board, you can see that.
I asked, are you recording?
Yeah, that's a
Then
yes.
you explained to yes. And I asked you not to.
Okay, can I ask you not to record me?
Can be.
There you go, but you're not going to.
It'll
Exactly.
stop now to give me our evidence. I don't need to go anywhere.
Like where?
But we send up incident reports.
Right, okay.
If you don't have a report to explain what's happened.
Okay.
So if we call the police, we get the incident reports.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, seems like a bit of overkill, really. Like I said, you know, wasn't doing anybody any harm.
No.
I'm not being aggressive or to anybody.
All round really.
No, right.
So we do have a policy, we do have any recording.
But then, like,
Unauthorised recording.
why do you not have any signage on the doors?
You don't sign it.
You know. So what if I come in here and I have issues with my memory and I'm using this as a disability aid? What then?
That would be a management decision.
Well, it wouldn't be a decision by law. You'd have to allow it under what's it, Disability Act, fair treatment and what's it called, fair adjustment, reasonable adjustment. You know, you'd have to allow it. It's a disability. You wouldn't deny somebody coming in a wheelchair. You know. But exactly. But the thing is, nobody before any of this has got to this situation where I've had a manager, security guards approaching me and asking me to leave. Not one person has said, "Hi sir, is there a reason you're recording?" You know, nobody's asked why. Nobody's asked what I'm doing. So you haven't taken me the opportunity.
While you're outside, you recorded job search, and you explained that you were looking at QR codes, and that's a lot of people have done. They send it to QR code. They take recording of it, or they'll take a snapshot of it, which is totally fine, because it's outside.
You might take
We're
this.
outside.
It's outside in the reception area in the foyer. So many people go there.
Is this not a reception area with a seating for people to wait?
They'll be delivered to the public. Have you asked their consent if you can record?
Again, we're in a public space. We don't need their consent.
Have you asked their
We
consent?
don't need their consent because we're in a public space. This is where we're, I think, coming to an impasse here. Is that you don't understand it. This is
We're asking to carry on going around.
yeah.
Just wait for the police to come.
Have they been called?
They've been called, yes.
Okay. In that case, I'll have a seat and I'll wait patiently. Take a load off. If you're going to waste their time calling them off, I don't want them then looking for me afterwards when I do anything wrong, so I'll wait for them to come. Not a problem.
I've got appointments on Saturday the 8th. How will you be back in?
So this G4S guard is breaking a law. Just watch the 360 spin. There's definitely no license on display. Right. Interesting. No, you're not licensed. SIA licensed. Why is it not on display? Why is it not on display? Pardon? Okay, so you've typed into your bell, but you don't have it on display. Okay, that's fair enough. I understand that. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'd like to think whoever rang the police didn't ring 999 because I don't think it would constitute an emergency. So a 101 call, by the time you get through to 101, go through the process with them and then wait for somebody to come out. Like I said, it was pointless calling them really, but I understand you have a policy, but you also have brains. So you also have brains, and like think about it. What are the police realistically going to do? Pardon? They'll ask me to leave. Yeah, you've asked me to leave. It doesn't. But it doesn't make a difference whether they ask me or you ask me. That's what I don't understand. Is that they don't. I understand that, but again, it's just a waste of their time or something like if I were being aggressive towards you or raising my foot, I could understand why you would want the police involved. But yeah. Yeah. Just following orders, I guess. It's something that's been used quite a lot throughout history, just following orders.
Essentially, my friend, you're just not going to. What about here? It's technically, although the job centre is a public place.
Yep.
Yeah. Only by express and private connection. So now you have to leave. It's private property. They want you to leave, so you got to go.
And if I don't,
I'll just take you out.
you'll take me out.
Yeah.
Why? What power do you have on that?
Okay. Breach of the peace. We can take you out. We can use reasonable force to prevent any issues. So under common law,
Right.
we can use force.
So breach of the peace.
I'm not here to argue with you.
Okay.
Get your stuff to me.
Okay, can I ask you a
No,
question?
you can't. No, you can
Before you use breach of the peace, I don't want to have to sue you, okay?
Okay.
I want to have a civil discussion, so
Okay,
I don't
let's
want to have to
civil
sue you.
discussion outside.
I don't want to
I
use.
can use common law to use.
You don't have the power under breach of the peace right now. I'm not being aggressive. Nobody is under
refusing
harm.
to leave.
Nobody's property
You're
is under harm.
refusing to leave.
You don't understand breach of
They
peace.
want-
Then use
they
your
want-
breach of peace, and I'll sue you. Do it.
There's
You're
breach
Can
of
we hold
peace,
up your
or I
colour
can
number?
use- Listen,
Right, and you're both PCs.
Yep.
Right. Use the powers you think you've got
We
then.
can use common law.
Do it then.
We can use Section 3 of the Criminal Law Act. To
What?
remove you.
Section 3 of the Criminal Law Act. What's
Common
that?
law is what I'm going to use force.
Section
Okay?
3 of the Criminal
Yeah,
Act.
so I'm not here to get into discussion. Are you going to leave recently? Is there anything I can do that will reasonably get you to leave this property?
Have a civil discussion without threatening violence on me and assaulting me. You're going to assault me.
Are you gonna
If you're going to assault me,
Are you going to
are you going to assault me if I don't?
Have a chat with you outside.
I'd rather.
Why we can talk here? I'm not being like, as they've told you, I've not been aggressive towards anybody.
Is you're now on private property
Right.
because your right to be here has been removed.
And it's a civil trespass, isn't it?
Right?
Civil
Listen.
matter,
Listen.
not police matter. Civil.
It's now our matter.
You're
isn't it?
breaching-
We've been called here. haven't we?
What?
You're breaching data protection as well because there's no filming once you get past them doors.
No signage. Nobody
right.
showed me a written policy.
They told
The onus
They
is on
told
them on data protection, not on me, isn't
Listen,
it?
they told you.
Friend.
Well, I'm not here
I'm
to
not your
be an
friend. Don't call me your friend. You just threatened to assault me.
I'm not trying to assault
You have.
I said I'm going to remove you.
Yeah, and that's assault because
Yeah.
you don't have the
On-
power
on the
to
common
do
law,
that.
I do have the
No,
power
you
to remove
don't.
Yeah, preemptive force.
Why don't you give your sergeant a
I
call?
don't need to. Right, out. Let's go.
Oh, there we go.
I've used common law to remove you. That's what we've
You
done.
don't have that right under
course I
common
do.
law. It's not a police matter. You don't work for organisations. You work for His
Called us, my
Majesty.
friend.
You don't work for them.
They've called us to prevent any issues.
There
okay?
were no issues happening. They told you I was not being violent. I was sat there
wanted you to leave.
peacefully.
They wanted you to leave.
Right.
They've got every right to ask you to leave. It's now a private property. It's only
And that's
a public-
their
it's
problem.
only
They have the
listen,
right to
are you-
remove
are you
me
gonna
physically.
listen
No,
to me?
because you're
Or are
chatting
you-
shit.
Are you, mate? Swear again, and you'll get nicked.
I'm not allowed to swear in abusive or threatening manner. I am allowed to use swear words as part of my dialect
No,
if it's
you're
an
not.
expressive manner.
You're not.
Talk to Lord Justice Bean about it. He's already ruled about it in the High Court.
Section 5, public
I know
order.
Section 5, I know Section 4 and 4A.
Okay, that's great.
I can swear as part of my general vernacular because it's expressive language
If you
and it's
need-
protected under freedom of expression.
need to speak
I'm
to
not allowed to swear
someone's a-
at people. I'm not allowed to use language that may cause alarm, harassment or distress, which would be using it in a threatening or abusive
could be,
manner,
because there's
even if that's towards you, but there's somebody walk past. I get
Have
that.
you got anything better to do than try and get into an argument?
I wasn't trying to get into an
So,
argument.
You won't let me explain my point.
No, because you're chatting shit.
Right, under arrest. Public order.
Under arrest, yeah?
Yeah, you're under arrest.